Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Daniel, and today I am here with a $1,000 gaming PC build. Now, this is a pretty good range to buy. A lot of people do go with $1,000 gaming PC builds. It's not the best value range. I'd say that's around, 500, 600, maybe closer to 400. But yeah, let's get into this. For the CPU, I'm with the Intel Core i5 4690K 3.5 GHz quad-core processor. This is $220. It's a quad-core without hyper-threading, so it is just 4 threads in total. 3.5 GHz, which, yeah, it's not bad. You can overclock a little bit with the cooler we went with. If you do want to overclock a lot, I'd recommend you go with, an H60, H80i, H100i if you want to get serious about it. So for the CPU cooler I went with the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo sleeve bearing CPU cooler. Right now, this has a $5 mail-in rebate, making it $30. Good CPU cooler overall. I would definitely recommend picking up one of these, no matter what, even if you're not going to be overclocking on most CPUs. The Pentium G3258, which is the new Anniversary Edition Pentium, well, new-ish. You could get away with the stock cooler if you're not going to be overclocking, but with something like this, or, especially like an older i7, like I have an i7 3820, which is like an older X79 LGA 2011 V1 CPU, and, that generates a good amount of heat. But, with this, I'd recommend that you at least go with the Hyper 212 Evo. You can overclock a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how much, but yeah. For the motherboard, I'm with the Gigabyte GA H81M DS2V Micro ETX motherboard. Right now, this is $43.60, which, yeah, is not a lot. It's not the best motherboard on the face of the earth, but it will definitely get the job done. If you do want, more PCIe lanes, you'll probably have to go ATX if you want to do that, to be honest, though. But, if you want more USB, if you want, I don't know, onboard graphics, if you're a crazy nut, there's no nicer way I could put that, really. If you want more SATA, SATA 6, whatever like that, then definitely go with a better motherboard if you have the extra money. Or just find a way to, trade that off somewhere else in the build. So yeah, for the memory, I'm with the G-Skill Ripjaws X Series 8GB, which is 2 sticks of 4GB, DDR3 1600 MHz memory. Right now, this is $79.98. Good RAM overall. I have been going with this RAM a lot lately. When I made this build, which was, I don't know, a couple of days ago now, this RAM was $72 because it had, I think it was a mail-in rebate that it had. But now it's gone back up, so if you can find RAM for cheaper than this, that's good. But overall, this still is pretty cheap RAM, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. For the storage, I'm going to do Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB, 7200 RPM internal hard drive. That's $57. It's gone up a little bit as of late, and by gone up a little bit, I mean like $5, $6. So that's not too terrible. Again, this is one of the better, if not, well, yeah, it's definitely one of the better Western Digital budget, I'm going to put that in air quotes, drives. There are, caviar greens and things like that, but this is 7200 RPM, moderately fast. If you do need more storage, I've said this in a couple of commentaries, but if you do need more storage and you don't want to spend a lot of extra money, you could definitely go with like a Seagate 3TB or 2TB or 4TB or whatever, being that I think you can get like the Seagate 3TB for only like $30 more than this. So, Seagate Barracuda drives generally have shorter lifespans than Western Digital Caviar Blues, and they're a little bit slower. But if you do need that extra storage space, then yeah, go with this. For the video card, I'm with the Asus GeForce GTX 780 3GB DirectCU 2 video card. Right now, this has a $20 mail-in rebate, making it $418. Well, $418.99. I think right now, this is really the only area that NVIDIA is being extremely competitive, being that, this and the 290X kind of are on par, I'd say, most of the time, although the 290X has 1GB more VRAM, so it depends what application you're going to be using it for, whether it's higher resolution or just, I don't know, higher frame rate, I guess. So yeah, it's a good card overall. I like it. The DirectCU 2 cooler isn't my favorite. It used to be a lot better, but now I'm kind of going towards MSI coolers, although MSI coolers like the Lightning are a little bit more expensive. But, you know, Gigabyte Wind Force, yep. Gigabyte Wind Force is a little bit better, in my opinion. But this is still a great card, and right now with a $20 mail-in rebate, there's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, for the case, I'm with the Fractal Design Define R4 with a window. This is the Black Pearl ATX Mid-Tower case. It's $89.99. It's gone up about, I don't know, $10, $20 as of late. It was, or that's, yeah, just $10. It was $79.99, now it's $89.99, which is still a good price for this case. It's still cheaper than the NZX TH440, which this used to compete with. So that's not too bad right there. This is the windowed version, so actually the non-windowed version may still be $80. So I'm not completely sure about that, but if it is and you want to save an extra $10, that's one way to do so. Yeah, for the power supply, I own the Corsair Builder Series CX600 600 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. Right now this has a $10 mail-in rebate, making it $65, which actually it's gone up as of late. Again, once I built, the day I built this build, this power supply was only like, and there's my Skype. The day I built this build, it was only like, I don't know, like $45, $50. So it's gone up a little bit, but again, after everything, this build is still $1,009. So still not that far off from 1,000. So still a good value overall. The estimated wattage of this build is 437 watts, and we're using a 600 watt power supply in this build, although the very minimum wattage for the GTX 780 is 600 watts. So, you know, you can go with a higher wattage power supply if you want. Being that the CX600 has gone up in price recently, maybe the like CX750 or something will be a reasonable option. So do that if you want. Thanks for watching. I just forgot my whole outro again. What is my deal? And peace.
Look, show me the P's and Q's. I'm not here for the gums and shoes. I'll put man in a figure 4 leg lock when it comes down to the P's and Q's. O's and R's, scores and Q's. Man should know that I do this hard, not for the girl, known for the P's and Q's. Look, show me the P's and Q's. I'm not here for the gums and shoes. I'll put man in a figure 4 leg lock when it comes down to the P's and Q's. O's and R's, scores and Q's. Man should know that I do this hard, not for the girl.